Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome back to Shady Gorge Park. Alright, so I have another update for you, and this is, we're still on the Armada boat ride, which still don't have a name for it yet. But, yes, the ride is complete, and we actually built up the terrain around it. And yeah, I just wanted to give you guys sort of this quick little update and look at the completed ride. Now I'll say this, the ride itself is complete. The scenery is far from complete. There's still quite a bit to do, and I still have some fine tuning around like the mountain to do as well, because what I ultimately want to do so that it's not looking just like this giant mound sticking out of the middle of nowhere, I'm gonna actually bring it across here so it kind of matches up with this a little bit. It should hopefully, if we do that, it should hopefully look a little bit more natural. And then of course there still needs to be tons and tons of scenery around it. But yeah, I wanted to take a look at the ride, especially now that it's totally enclosed. If you watched the last video, you know, we saw the terrain wasn't around here and the ride didn't have a ceiling, and that was for building purposes. But now that the building is done, yeah, each room has a ceiling and then the terrain goes over top. So let's take a look at the ride, and let's actually ride it first person here. All right, so we're heading up. And if you didn't see the last video, you'll see I actually have the time sequencer, whatever it's called, on the trigger, so it actually turns nighttime when the boat goes into the ride. But here you can see, like, so we have the ceiling now, and then so obviously you can't see the train, you can't see the sky, and with the you know, time change sequencer thing, you know, it really, you get that full dark ride effect. And we head into the snake room as indicated by the snake symbol. And then it just looks so cool. I love the snake here on the branch. He kind of turns and looks at the boat as it goes by. And I really like the like how overgrown this room looks, just with like all of the vines, and I use like trees and branches to make it kind of look like roots are kind of growing through. You can see over here on the right. And then if you did watch the kind of last update video, so this is like a little cave, which is like a little transition into the next room, which I'm pretty happy with. The only bummer is like the water effects in this game don't show up very well at nighttime. So like you can kind of see right here, we actually have the waterfall effect, but because it's nighttime, like you can't really see it, which is a bit of a bummer. But, you know, it's okay. We know it's there. And then we come into the mummy room, and the mummy's in the distance. They're like going after the adventurers, and they're like, no, and they fall into the pit. And you can kind of see there's a better look at some more water. It just kind of looks like, I don't know, black mist almost at nighttime. It doesn't really look like water. And then this is probably my new favorite part of the ride. This is the, I've been nicknaming this the blue room. And that's because of all the blue lanterns that go around. It's supposed to make it feel like, you know, the blue and water and calm and peaceful. But it's not so peaceful. So we have some cool triggers set up here. It turns nighttime. Red light comes on, the statue's eyes turn red, the torches all light up going down the drop, and then the boat drops, oh, splash! And then we have just this other little kind of exit room, if you will. Not a lot going on here. It's meant to be sort of just like, hey, this is where the room exits, and then we have a cube right in the middle of the ride. But yeah, so that is our ride. And I mean, like I said, with the exception of scenery, the ride itself is complete. I mean, I guess you could say it's not because we haven't done any of the scenery outside here yet, other than this little bit. But, you know, that won't take very long. You know, probably the next stream we'll have this little bit done. And then yeah, I opened the ride, and as you can see, like it's pretty popular. We got quite a few people heading onto the ride. I mean, all the boats are always full. You got a full boat there. And then the other thing we started to do is, so if you know, have kind of been following the series, you know, I've been saying this little bit of the riverboat ride is going to be a cave. And so I kind of started that. We have like the little entrance here, which is looking pretty cool. You know, it's kind of starts off with like a little temple entrance, but then as it goes through, it's going to actually look more cave-like. So it's not going to be like a underground building, or, you know, it's not going to be like another temple like this ride is. But I wanted at least like the kind of entrance to have sort of a temple look. The other reason I did that as well is just to kind of conceal the ride above it, which I think we did pretty well. So yeah, I mean, that is Shady Gorge Park. That's what we've done since the last update. You know, we have this food court area, which is pretty, I'm super happy with it. I think it turned out really well. And yeah, so hopefully, you know, as we kind of continue on, we'll wrap up kind of the scenery aspect of this ride. We need to work on this middle section, kind of where the path and the queue is. Yeah, I mean, it's coming along. It's gonna, you know, the cool thing about this series is like, it's definitely a very long series. It's gonna take a long time to complete, but I think that's cool. You know, that's kind of the idea. It's not meant to be like a quick series. It's a long run series for sure. But yeah, so I definitely, if you guys have like name ideas, you know, I was kind of throwing around the idea of like the hidden temple or something along those lines. But definitely, you know, if you have any ideas, leave those down below, because, you know, I always feel like you guys are better at naming things than I am. So I always appreciate your guys' suggestions. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much going to do it for this episode of Shady Gorge Park. I just wanted to show you the updated and completed Armada boat ride because I'm super happy with it, and I think it came out really, really good. So yeah, like I said, leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. Oh yeah, also just the usual spiel. If you aren't following me on Twitch and you want to watch this park, you know, kind of be built live, make sure you follow my Twitch channel. Link is down in the description below. But yeah, leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. I am 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.